Hello, and welcome back. This is B here, and Pam is behind the camera today.
Hello.
And we are making a quick bean stew recipe today. And the recipe originally was inspired by Pam's kid. We were on the road a lot, so it felt really nice when someone would cook for us. So I asked him for his recipe, and you know me, I like to do my modifications to it. So, but
you use the pressure cooker.
Yeah, I do.
Which is
I do, and I do add garlic to mine too, and I slightly bump up the veggies. And he did use hominy in his ones, which is good, but corn does not react well with me, so I kind of try to stay away from it. But you can, by all means, add hominy because it did add a really good texture to it.
And I like the hominy because of the texture, as opposed to like just a sweet corn. Hominy is bigger and it has a little bit of a texture to it.
And it has a bite to it, so it was really good. Like when the beans cook, they have like a creamy texture, but the hominy had a crispy texture, so it worked really well, but it just doesn't sit well with my stomach, so I just avoid corn in general. But this recipe is kind of a throw-it-all. It is sort of a 50-50 in itself if you eat it by itself. But I like rice with beans. So I always put this on rice, and I always have a salad or cucumbers on the side. But it's really simple. It's really easy. I'm using broth, which we always have in our fridge. And look what I did. I'm saving all my veggie scraps to make broth. And all I do is, we have the recipe, we'll link it. It's really easy. It's something you can put together quick, and it adds so much flavor to your food. That's half the process, really.
And I think if you make your own broth, you know exactly what's in it.
Exactly. And you know, it's all veggies and water, so it's just pulling the flavor out of the veggies, and there's no salt in it or anything, and you can flavor it up. Like you can add herbs to it or whatever, you know, you can do your thing. But this recipe, coming back to the recipe, what I did here is I soaked the beans last night. I have kidney beans, black beans, and pinto beans. I soaked a cup of each because I'm going to share some of this with Pam. It's so cold and it's perfect.
It's very cold.
It's very cold and it's perfect. And I have bell peppers. I have one of each, green, red, and yellow. I have 5 garlic cloves, and I have 1 onion here, 1 large onion, salt, pepper, and oregano. And usually when I'm done with the recipe, I like to put some cilantro on top just because. You don't have to, but I think it, you know, fresh herbs bring the dish together. And I also do add a little bit of citrus at the end. I never forgot that. But right here, I have some broth simmering. And the reason I have it simmering is because it's supposed to be a quick dish. I wanted to get it going. So I have the broth simmering. All I'm going to do is chop up these veggies and throw it in the broth so they can simmer. And when the veggies soften, and you can chop them however, because we're going to blend it up. So you can do a rough chop, whatever kind of chop you like. Do it and throw it in the broth, cook it down, blend it, and then I'll show you what to do when I come back. Alright, so I did chop up all my veggies and I threw them in the broth, and you can see it's starting to boil. And I'm going to let it boil for a good, 5-10 minutes. I want everything to soften up. And then all I'm going to do is throw all this mixture in a blender, blend it up. And then I'm going to throw it in my Ninja, put the beans in there, put salt, pepper, oregano, and let it go for a minute. And that's it. Such an easy recipe. Good to cook ahead. And what my kids like to do with these beans is they like to throw it on some tortilla chips, and they make like a nacho thing out of it.
Yeah.
They like doing that, or sometimes they'll make a taco out of it. Like they'll put it in corn tortillas, put lettuce and pico on top, and they'll have it as a taco. So it's really a versatile recipe. You can use it however you like.
And it's great for the winter.
Yeah, it is. It warms you up pretty quick. It's like one of those comfort recipes, that when you want comfort food, this is a recipe that I've been turning to lately. It's easy to make, and it's just so delicious.
All right.
All right. So my veggies are soft, as you can see, And there's still a little bit of liquid in here, which is going to help me blend this up. But it is super hot, so let it cool and then blend. You know, it's safer that way.
Or be really careful.
Yeah, or be really careful.
Because when you blend it and then you take the lid off, it has this pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful. So I'm going to wait for this to cool down, and then I'll come back with the blended product, and I'll finish up the bean dish. Okay, so I have my blended product here, and it's all blended. But you know what? If you want to chunky blend it, that's fine too, because I know a lot of people have issues with texture. My 13-year-old has been talking about texture a lot lately, so I kind of find it funny. But here's my beans. Gonna toss that in, and then salt, pepper, however you like. I put a little bit.
That's about a teaspoon.
Yeah, about a teaspoon. And you know, if you want to leave it out for now, put it after you cook it. I would do that. And same with pepper. Now oregano, I like to go a little heavy on the oregano, so I'm gonna put, if I can ever get it open, I'm gonna put about a tablespoon of it in here.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the taste of it. And if you want, at the end of it, you can also finish it with some nutritional yeast. You know, if you want to give it that flavor. I've tried it both ways. I like it both ways. But I don't put it. I put it if I want to. If I'm in the mood that day, I'll put it in. But I don't put it when, you know, but I've tried it both ways. They're both equally good. So.
And you could cook this on the stove top. It'll take longer, and you'll just bring it up to a boil, put it back to a simmer, and then stir it, you know. Yeah. Keep stirring it so that it doesn't go dry or anything, and taste it when the beans are done. They're done. So. Yeah, because my son cooks it on the stovetop. Yeah. So as you can see, it's thick already. So I'm just going to add a little bit of broth to it. Just a little bit more. And you could use canned beans. Yeah, you could use and that would make it even quicker. Yeah, absolutely. Whatever floats your boat. Whatever makes it easy on you. So I am going to put this in my Ninja. And I'm going to put the lid on. Now, these are soaked beans. And usually I run it for a minute. I put it under pressure for a minute. But I like to leave it for 2 minutes. I have liked it better when it's 2 minutes for some reason. I don't know. I feel like the quality of beans differ, and there's been a few times where 1 or 2 beans don't cook through. So I just put it in for 2 minutes. So I pressure cook it for 2 minutes, and then I let it stay until the pressure comes off itself. So okay, so you just let it naturally release. Yeah. So while that's cooking, we are gonna come back and show you the finished product, and then we'll go from there. So the beans are cooked, hopefully, and I'm gonna open it up and look at that. It's still bubbling in here. Yeah. See, it's nice and thick. Hold on, let me get a good look at that. See, it's nice and thick. Now, I like to make sure that the beans are cooked. And the good thing is in like this, in a pressure cooker like this, if they're not, you put the lid back on, and it doesn't take long to bring it up to pressure because it's already boiling. Yeah, and you can smell it everywhere. Yeah, it smells really good. Yeah. So, you know me, I'm going to finish it off with some citrus. So I'm just going to squeeze half a lime in there. Half a lime is good. If you want more, by all, well... It did want more. It was asking for more. No. Half a lime. And then I like to finish it up with some cilantro. You don't have to, but I just feel like it does, you know, take up... I feel like fresh herbs and lemon just wake up a dish, you know? So, if you don't want it, don't add it, but... And there you have it. So I usually serve it with rice, but just to show you guys, I'm gonna put it in a bowl and show it. Look how thick. It smells really good. It's steamed up. It smells. Yeah. It smells really good. It smells really good, and it's perfect because it's really, really cold today. So it's perfect to warm us up. So try out the recipe, and you know, tell us
tell us here on YouTube you tried it, or go to our socials on, we have a page on Facebook and Instagram, we're K-Vegans. Find us, send us a picture of you with our recipes, and we would love to share it on our social media. So try it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and we will see you back next week. Bye for now.
Bye.